Where's a cop when you need one is a cliche that we hear about as often as donut jokes. But when it comes to an emergency, it is no joke, and citizens expect to see one of us immediately on the scene. Still, one must always consider the big picture. Even emergencies are divided into categories. Dispatcher Larry Henderson explains.
In order to prioritize the calls that come in, we take into account the danger to human life primarily. So we have 5 different priorities. Priority 10 calls involve an immediate danger to human life. They're sent on immediately upon receipt. Then we have priority 20 calls, which are a possible danger to human life. They're sent on within 2 minutes of receipt. Then priority 30 calls are calls where, for customer service reasons or perhaps evidence at the scene, we don't wish to delay them, but we can't send them out in ahead of the ones that have possible or actual danger to people in them. Then we have priority 40 calls, which we can hold as long as we need to. And finally, priority 50 calls, where we warn people that there might be up to a 4-hour delay. When we've got several calls waiting, we send out the higher priority calls first, which may leave the priority 30 or 40 calls on the screen for a while. For instance, a residential burglary is a priority 30 call. We want to send on it as soon as we can, mostly for customer service reasons. People have been traumatized in their home. But if we have, say, 7 officers available for calls and we have 3 priority 10 or 20 calls, that might use up all 7 officers depending on the severity. Which means while we would like to send out that burglary within 5 minutes, we will hold it until we have officers available from the emergency calls we're already doing. About 20 or 25% of the calls we handle, we call them alternatively handled calls. So if, for instance, somebody has a non-injury accident and the car is drivable and both parties can produce proof of insurance and a driver's license, we'll almost always ask them directly to make a report later at their convenience at the station. Every call we take should end with the dispatcher or call taker telling the citizen or the caller exactly how we're going to handle the call. Nobody should go away from us confused about whether we're coming out to see them or not. It's one of the reasons we take so much time asking questions. If we can get your name and your callback number, almost everyone has a cell phone now, they can call us and we can contact them if we're having trouble finding them. So if somebody is waiting and they feel it's been too long, feel free to call 911 again and ask us if we know how much longer it will be. We're here, to serve the public, and hopefully, unless the stress gets to us too badly, we'll do so politely.
Last year, the 911 call center received almost 792,000 calls, and we responded to over 500,000 911 police calls. Spread over the 1,000 patrol officers split between 3 shifts, you can understand how difficult it becomes. Please make sure your calls to 911 are emergencies, and if it isn't an immediate danger to human life, please be patient. I'm Officer Shelley Gaddis. Have a safe, non-911 week.